Mm-hmm. You want to ask something? Okay. So here, if we go to OB41, you see, I have shared you my screen. I hope my screen is visible to you. So these are the posting keys which we were talking about. These are the debits and these are the credits and these are the account types, vendor account types. And if you go to any posting key, for example, say we'll go to 40 and 50, this is for general ledger accounts. So here you can see the account type is general ledger account and the debit or credit. Debit, the posting key 40 is for debit and posting key 50 is to credit the general ledger accounts. So if we double click on this 40, you can see this 40 key posting key is being used only for the account type general ledger accounts. And here if you see the field status, here also you can see the field status for each and every document posting key, for each and every posting key. What is T code for field status variant? So if I go to OBC4, what is our field status variant we have created? Triple G, I think. I think field status variant is no. Field status variant we haven't seen till now, I think. So field status variant we have not done. Okay. So normally we take the field status variant 0001. This is for all the default field status variant. 0001 is just the default field status variant. We can copy from 0001 or we can create one. But already everything will be there in 0001, so no need to create. So here if you see G001 general, here we have general data. So in general data, the assignment number and text field is under optional. This is field status variant OBC4. And here if we go to posting key 40, here also field status variant is there. Here also general data is there. Here it is under optional. Assignment number and text. Here assignment number and text is under optional and here also optional. For example, say here I have selected required entry in OBC4, but in field status variant of posting keys field status, if I have selected it as optional, it will show me required only. It will not be under optional. Okay. So there are, we can maintain the field status in both the ways. One through OBC4, directly assigning through general ledger accounts, and another field status through where? One through OBC4, another one. Where do we assign the field status variant? OBC5, correct? OBC5. ఇంకో ఫీల్డ్ స్టేటస్ వేరియంట్ ఏముంటుంది ఒకటే దగ్గర మనం ఇప్పుడు OBC4లో ఫీల్డ్ స్టేటస్ వేరియంట్ వై డు వి యూస్ ద ఫీల్డ్ స్టేటస్ వేరియంట్ where we can control this, like whether to select it as required or optional, where we can do that. I want to change from required to optional. Where can we do that? Hmm. To go to G001, where we'll go first? అసలు G001 కనిపించాలంటే మనం ఫస్ట్ దేంట్లోకి వెళ్ళాలి? దానికన్నా ముందు OBC4 టైప్ చేయాలి కదండి. కరెక్ట్, OBC4. సో 1 ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సే 1 minute, I'll show you practically. We'll do it and we'll see. I think 333. Certificates company field status variant is 333. Okay. So you're telling OBC4. In OBC4, we need to find our field status variant. For example, say 333. So here in G001, in general data, assignment number, I have kept it as optional. Text and assignment number. Okay. Fine. And here in posting keys, what is the T code for posting key? OB41. In OB41, in general ledger 40 posting key, field status variant, general data, I have made text as required entry and save it. Okay. Now I will post one document in FB50. What is FB50 used for? General ledger accounting document. Here we cannot select any customer or a vendor. In debit and credit, in both the sides, we need to select only what? In debit and credit, we need to select only what? What we need to select? Only general ledger accounts. We cannot select any customers or vendors. That is why it is called GL accounts posting. So only number in 01. Okay. What is T code for creation of document entry? Document type, sorry, document number range. FBN1, correct. Here you see an entry is required in item text field. What is it? What does it mean? What is the ఇక్కడ టెక్స్ట్ ఫీల్డ్లో మనం we need to enter something. This text field is under required. Why? Even though you see in OBC4, you see the T code is OBC4. You said we can control here. Field status variant is 333. Selected 333. G001 general data. Here text field is under optional only. No? Why it is showing me required? Why it is asking me to enter? Required, huh? What is meaning of required and what is meaning of optional? Then we have selected optional only, no? Why it is asking me to enter? It is under required, no? I have selected it as under optional. It is telling me that what it is required in item text field. Which account? GL account. What is T code to create GL accounts? Okay, 4001. Where is it? Okay, correct only, no? In G001 it is optional only. This is G001. It is under optional. Text field is under optional. Field status variant is also 333 only. It is already under optional, but it is telling me it is under required. No, no, why required? I wanted to make it optional. I made it optional. నాకు ఈ ఆప్షనల్లోనే ఉండాలి, అసలు నాకు అది అడగకూడదు. నేను ఎంటర్ చేయకున్నా కూడా యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసేసేయాలి సిస్టమ్. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు చెప్పిన ఆన్సర్ ఎవరు? రాధికానా? ఓకే, రాధిక నువ్వు ఎంకామా ఎంబీఏ లేకపోతే బీకామ్? ఎంబీఏ ఫినాన్స్ మార్కెటింగ్? ఎంబీఏ ఫినాన్స్. ఓకే, ఓకే. అంటే ఇప్పుడు నేనేం చెప్తున్నా అంటే, ఇప్పుడు మనం అది ఆప్షనల్లోనే పెట్టాం రాధిక. ఇక్కడ ఉంది ఫీల్డ్ స్టేటస్ వేరియంట్. ఈ ఫీల్డ్ స్టేటస్ వేరియంట్లో 333 అన్న ఫీల్డ్ స్టేటస్ వేరియంట్లో ఈ గ్రూప్ G001లో మనం టెక్స్ట్ ఫీల్డ్ ఆప్షనల్లో పెట్టాం. కానీ సిస్టమ్ మనకి అది రిక్వైర్డ్లో ఉంది అని చూపిస్తుంది. మనం అది రిక్వైర్డ్లో పెట్టకున్నా కూడా సిస్టమ్ మనకి రిక్వైర్డ్లో ఉంది అని చూపిస్తుంది. మనం ఆల్రెడీ సెలెక్ట్ చేసిందేమో ఆప్షనల్, బట్ system is asking us to enter something in text field because text field is under required. అవును, యూస్ ఉంది. తెలియదు యూస్ ఉందో లేదో నాకు తెలియదు. మనమైతే ఆప్షనల్, మనం ఆడుకోవాలి సిస్టమ్తో. వాళ్ళకి ఏం రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఉందో మనకు తెలియదు. మనం కన్సల్టెంట్, వాళ్ళు చెప్పింది మనం చేయాలి. వాళ్ళు అన్నారు ఆప్షనల్లో పెట్టమన్నారు, మనం ఆప్షనల్లో పెట్టాము. మాకు వద్దు సార్, మాకు ఆప్షనల్లో పెట్టేసేయండి, మేము రిక్వైర్డ్లో పెట్టకండి, తోచిన వాళ్ళు ఎంటర్ చేస్తారు, తోచిన వాళ్ళు వదిలేస్తారు అన్నారు. సో సరే అని చెప్పి మనం ఆప్షనల్లో సెలెక్ట్ చేసాం, సేవ్ చేసాం. G001ది. మనం ఆప్షనల్లో పెట్టినా కూడా సిస్టమ్ మనకి రిక్వైర్డ్ అని చూపిస్తుంది. అర్థమైందా నేను చెప్పింది? అవును, అవును. అవును, అదే మనం ఓకే, అది రిక్వైర్డ్లో ఉంది అంటున్నారు, అది కంపల్సరీ మనం ఎంటర్ చేయాలి. అది కంపల్సరీ లేకుండా మనం చేసాం కదా, ఆల్రెడీ ఆప్షనల్లో పెట్టాం కదండి. ఇక్కడ ఫీల్డ్ స్టేటస్ వేరియంట్ ఉన్నదే అందుకు కదా. మనం అది రిక్వైర్డ్ కావాలంటే రిక్వైర్డ్ చేసుకునేటట్టు ఉండాలి, ఆప్షనల్ కావాలంటే ఆప్షనల్ చేసుకునేటట్టు ఉండాలి. అందుకే మనకు ఫీల్డ్ స్టేటస్ వేరియంట్ అన్నది ఒకటి ఇచ్చారు. సో ఇప్పుడు మనం ఆప్షనల్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నాం. కానీ మనం పోస్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు సిస్టమ్ అంటుంది ఈ టెక్స్ట్ ఫీల్డ్ రిక్వైర్డ్లో ఉంది, దీంట్లో ఏదో ఒకటి ఎంటర్ చేయండి అంటుంది. అర్థమైందా? నా క్వశ్చన్ అర్థమైందా? ఎనీవన్ వాంట్ టు గెస్? నో నీడ్ ఆఫ్ కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్. అంటే ఎక్కడెక్కడ? ఓకే, ఆ మల్టిపుల్ కంట్రోల్ మరి ఎక్కడ కంట్రోల్ చేయాలి? ఇక్కడ ఒక దగ్గర అయితే మనం కంట్రోల్ చేసాం, ఆల్రెడీ ఆప్షన్లో పెట్టాం. ఇంకో దగ్గర ఎక్కడ? ఇప్పుడు ఇంకో మల్టిపుల్ కంట్రోల్స్ అంటే మల్టిపుల్ areas we have, and there we need to modify things so that we can control and manage the system. So that's what you're telling. OBA 7 is for document types. So here if I go to the document type SA, one more field is there here, document header text. I'll select this document header text required, save it. Now what I'll do, again come to this OB50. I will select the general ledger accounts in debit as well as in credit. Give the document in amount in document currency. So here now it is telling for document type SA, an entry is required in field document header text. So this header text, whatever is there, I'll give as text, click enter. So only if I give as text, it is telling me, okay, you can go to the next error. I mean to say next. I have removed this document header text and save in document type. Now what I'll do, I'll select this. I have removed it. I have removed the checkbox in document type for the document header text. I need to refresh this. Give me a minute. Again, I'll come into FB50. So now I have not entered anything because I have removed this document header text, the checkbox. In general ledger account, select the GL accounts in debit as well as in credit and the amount and enter. So now it is not asking me the document header text. So document header text where we can control, not in field status variant, in document types in OBA7. So this is one way for one of the field in the document. For document type SCA. This have you understood? No? Huh? Huh. Hmm. రిక్వైర్డ్ పెట్టుకోవాలా? రిక్వైర్డ్ కాదు. మనకి ఏది కావాలో అది పెట్టుకోవాలి. మనకి ఆప్షనల్ ఎంట్రీ కావాలా, మనకు ఆ ఫీల్డ్ రిక్వైర్డ్లో ఉండాలా లేదా సప్రెస్లో ఉండాలా. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సి what I'll do, I will make this as suppress assignment number and the text field, save it. Who said no? Saujanya. Okay, any field, any field, any field. So here you see rules for posting key 40 and account 4001 set incorrectly. One of the rules specify that field demands a required entry and other rule says that the field is to be suppressed. Zuma. మీరు మొబైల్లో చూస్తున్నారండి? ఓకే. స్క్రీన్ one minute. మీరు ఒకసారి జూమ్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయండి. జూమ్ అంటే కంట్రోల్ పెట్టుకొని స్క్రోల్ చేయండి మౌస్లో. నేను చేంజ్ చేయాలి అంటే ఐ నీడ్ టు చేంజ్ ద ఎంటైర్ text. Font size need to be but if I increase the font size, what happens is we will miss some of the information which is to be seen on one screen. We need to scroll down or scroll up. At that time we cannot compare things with one to another. So you find the field status group in the GL account master data, and you find the rules for field status group for implementation guide, maintain field status variant, and posting key. So what it is telling, what is the rule, what is the error it is telling? One of the rules specifies that so ikkada one of the rule specifies that it is required, and other rule, second rule, and second rule says that it is to be suppressed. So here we have two. Rule number 1, what it is telling, it is under required. Rule number 2, it is telling it is under suppressed. So there are two rules. Okaru em cheptunnaru, it is required. Second rule is telling it is to be suppressed. Should not be shown on the screen itself, it is telling. So what are those two options? What are those two rules? First rule, where it is under required. So where we have selected it as required. Not OBA 7. OB 41. So here if you see, the first rule is required. So where it is required? It is required for text field is under required. In which area? In OB 41. OB 41 is used for so second rule, where is the second rule? Field status variant. The second rule is in field status variant. So second rule, what is it saying? Second rule is saying that it is to be suppressed. So text field is under suppress here. Where? In which area? In OB C4. OB C4 is used for What is style name for OBC4? Field status. So that's what. So one posting key field status variant is telling to compulsory enter something in text field. Field status variant is telling that it is to be suppressed, not to be even shown on the screen. So that is why there is an error. So what we need to do, for example, say what we'll do, we will make this under optional. In field status variant, we will make these text field as optional. Now save it. In posting key it is under required. Okay, so here we need to make it suppress only. Here keep it as under suppress in field status variant, and in posting key make it as optional. Posting key field status. Now what we'll do, we will post one document. It's a value date field for 2001. Slash in FB50. I'm entering all the details under debit and credit. Select the amount, same amount to be selected. Now click enter. So once I click enter, you can see text field. I couldn't even enter something here. It is not under optional, it is not under required, it is under suppress. For example, say I have selected and I have entered something without clicking enter. I have given some characters in the text field. Now click enter. What it is telling, the entry in field item text is not permitted. If I enter something, it is telling remove that. There is no permission to enter anything in the text field. So I'll remove and click enter. So in field status, I have selected it as under suppress. Did you got clear picture or bit confusing? Need some time to process or fine? This is only line item level, not document header. This line item data, not header data of the document. We'll take a small break of 10 minutes and we'll start again. Everyone, have you understood this? Hmm. So, in how many ways we can control the fields of a line item data? One is through posting keys OB41 and another one through OBC4, that is field status variant, not FS00. Okay, then we'll take a small break and we'll start. Hi all, I'm back. So let us start the session. And is there anyone? Yeah, Hemant is there. Hemant, are you there today? Hemant, I have not clearly explained because everyone know this concept. What is required? What is suppressed? I have not explained. But when the field status variant topic comes, at that time I'll explain it to you again. So at that time we'll see what is field status variant. I have just shown a practical example now. This is not for the beginners. This is for the one who have already completed. So that is the reason they can understand. But for you, I'll explain it to you again when the field status variant, when we create field status variant. At that time I'll show you. Okay. And as of now, what about you? Like how you have understood? What is the clarity you got based on this discussion? What we have discussed in the previous 1 hour. Any inputs, or did you got any inputs? What happened? Totally on mute. Once I asked the question. Okay. Hmm. Yes, Saujanya. Hmm. Yeah. As for our module, it is from here only. Again, it will be there will be so many based on modules. In ABAP also it will be there, in basis it will be there. They can create a new group, they can create a new field, and they can make a new field status variant. It depends on each and every module. But for us, for our module, FICO module, FI module, especially FI, we call it as FICO, but actually it is FI. As far as for FI, we can only control from these two. There is another one also, I'll show you. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, okay. Did you got any more inputs apart from OBA7 and OB41? Any other field status variant where we can control the fields, or where we can control the master data or something like that? Okay. Only OBA7 and only OB41. Only these are the two places where we can control the fields based on the posting keys as well as the GL accounts. But this, yeah, OBA7, OB41, yeah, yeah, OB41, OBC4, and OBA7. Yeah, OBA7, that we need to see. There is only header data, only we can control the header data, not the line item data. In OBC4 and OB41, OBC4 is for field status variant, OB41 is for posting keys. Here we can control the line item data, not the header data. So what is header data, what is line item data? If you see, I'll share you my screen. This is enter GL account document. This is a screen of GL account document entering screen, and the upper part, these two boxes is header data. So till here it is header data. So in header data again we have two options. One is basic data and details. So in header data there are two parts. One is basic data and another one is details parts. And the second box, this is the second one. So this is related with line item data. That we can decide anything based on above. Even here, how many screens we can open? For example, here it is already two screens are open. So how many screens we can open, that also can be decided by above. Yes, yes. So here if you see this line item data, in this line item data we can process, or we can control this line item data based on two different areas. One is OB41 and one is another one OBC4. So OB4, uh-huh. What? Posting keys and field status variant. And this header data can be controlled, where we can control this header data. In OBA7 document types. Here, for example, for we need another field, that also we can enter, that also we can make a field status variant in header data. But whatever the field state, whatever the fields we need, the extra fields here, we can modify it. For example, I don't want this cross company code, or I don't want this document header text, or I don't want this currency to be shown. I can remove this all things, but that is all done by ABAP module persons. Okay, so there is no hard and fast rule that this is the only thing, this is the only way we need to follow, but there will be some ways, there cannot be some ways also, but everything will be done by ABAP module person, ABAP module consult developers. But as of now, whatever the fields which we have, we can control it by OBA7 and OB41 and OBC4. In OBA7 we can control the header data, in OB41 and OBC4 we can control the line item data. So the next is, did we create the field status variant? OBY6, not field status, fiscal year variant, triple G. G9 we have created. So now we are going to create some posting period variant. So opening and closing posting periods. So what is the T code? OB52. So in order to do that configuration, what we need to do? What are the prerequisite for OB52? Okay, that is correct. Here, for example, say OB. First, we need to create. No, first we need to create that posting period variant. So we need to create posting period variant, and then we need to assign the variant to the company code. After that, we are going to do the configurations in opening and closing posting periods are done in OB52. So to create the posting period variant, go to the transaction code SIMG. In display IMG screen, go to financial accounting and then financial accounting global settings. Ledgers, fiscal year and posting periods. Here we have posting periods. Under the node of posting periods, we have define variants for open posting periods. Execute this. What is T code for creation of posting period variant? OBBO. Okay. Here click on new entries and give one variant. I'll give one variant like G1. Name I'll give posting period variant for triple G. And then save it. Now tell me, once we save, there is one transport request number which is coming popping up. What is the advantages if we create a separate transport request for each and every configuration? And what is the disadvantage? Have you understood my question? Hmm. Okay, if we use the same transport request for all the configuration, we can remember it easily. You tell. Is it right? Okay. So that is the advantage if we use one transport request for all the configurations. What is the disadvantage if we do that? ఎందుకు గుర్తుండాలి అసలు? Why should we remember? We can, why గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవడం? We can maintain a Excel sheet, or we can give the description directly. In description we can give, here we have created OBBO, we have created this. In OBBP we have assigned field status variant, or sorry, we have assigned the posting period variant. Like that we can give the description, or else we can maintain Excel sheet. You see, if you create one transport request, you said okay, it will be easy to remember. So instead of remembering the number, what I can do is I'll give one name in short description. We have created field status variant, we have created posting period variant, created company code, created fiscal year variant. Like that I'll give one text there, so that it will be easy for me to understand also. Have you understood my question, everyone? That is correct. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. No, no. I was waiting for you to think. It's not like we need instant answers. I am just waiting for you to answer. You see, you are learners. You need to think. It's not like whatever you uh, take the input, you give the output. It is something like traditional way. That is anyhow you are doing from schooling. You read the entire syllabus, go to exam, write whatever you read. That is normal. But I'm giving you, like, I'm asking you to think. That's it. Like, whatever the advantages, why we need to create a different transaction, what different transport request, why we, what are the advantages if we create. Okay. Okay, you mean that uh, what I can tell, you mean that time saving if we use the same TR, and if we hmm, 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 yes, hmm, hmm, yeah, correct. So when we create a different transport requests for each configuration, we can delete that, we can edit that, or we can do some of the activity in the transport request number, because SAP is such where there are some objects where once we create we cannot delete that. We need to directly delete the transport request. That's it. For example, now I have created this variant G1. I have saved it. And if I go back, you see, we'll try this. I want to delete this transport request G1. I have selected this and clicked on delete. This is the delete option. Delete and save. Here it has been deleted, but there are some circumstances where we cannot delete like this. There will be no delete option. At that time, what we can do? We can directly delete the transport request number, or we can edit that. Okay, that is the advantages of creating a different transport request for each and every configuration. So we have defined variants for posting periods, that is G1. So if you see open and closing posting periods, and this is manually, what is automatically? For example, you see, we we need to close. Okay, I have not explained you about this posting period. Okay, you define posting periods in fiscal year variant. how many posting periods are there, that we are going to define in fiscal year variant. You can open and close these posting periods for posting as many periods are used required. Okay, and you can mm, mm, అవుతుంది. ఎక్కడ రిలీజ్ అయిన తర్వాత ఏం పోస్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత, ఏం రిలీజ్ చేసిన తర్వాత, ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి రిలీజ్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడ పోస్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు. Yes, yes. Even we can delete that document also. Can be done, but it's not legally. That is not acceptable. We can do. You just keep in mind that we can do, but not. I'm not going to show you the process because that is not legal. Because we cannot delete some of the documents which has been already we have posted in the previous year when we have paid the taxes. Hmm. డాక్యుమెంట్ డిలీట్ చేయడం ఇల్లీగల్. డాక్యుమెంట్ ఒక్కసారి పోస్ట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత, ట్యాక్సెస్ కట్టేసిన తర్వాత, మనం ఐటీ రిటర్న్స్ ఫైల్ చేసిన తర్వాత, వన్స్ వీ హావ్ ఫైల్డ్ ద ఐటీ రిటర్న్స్, వీ కెనాట్ మాడిఫై ఎనీథింగ్ because auditing is already done. We cannot pay the taxes without auditing. Auditing, once the auditing is started, we cannot even post any transactions in the auditing period. In auditing period, we cannot post any transaction, we cannot receive or we cannot pay. That will come under next year again. So once the auditing is done, we should not modify anything. Document level, only the transactions, not the configurations. Configuration we can do anything. Configuration we can delete the transport request, we can modify it, we can do anything that we can do. Configuration level we can do, not the document level, like what the transaction level. So what she was telling is, can we modify the transport request after posting a document? She is telling that. So that is yes. I'm telling it is yes. We cannot, we can even delete the document, we can modify the document, and we can also modify the transport request, we can delete and we can do anything. But the thing is, there are some rules which are to be followed, where we should not modify or delete the document which is once posted and has been tax has been like involved in tax. The transaction which is involved in taxation structure, like whatever the amount is there, if it is involved in tax and we have paid the tax, that cannot be deleted nor modified as per legal, as per the rules. Transport request also we can do it, but we need to talk with basis consultant. Basis consultant will talk with ABAP developer, and then they will speak to another team. There is another team which is maintaining the data. That module name, something is there, that module name. This is done by basis and above, that is done by these two people. But after these two people again, to manage and to modify this transaction level, there is another module which is purely into data management. That module is purely into data management. That mod, something is there, that module name, very long back, but that module will be modifying these things. They are few, when there is a migration project, you can see that that module person will be there in the migration projects mostly. And here next is assign variants to company code, and you also don't go to that to concept can we delete, can we modify. But the thing is, why I'm telling you this transport request is, uh, we can delete this transport request. Like for example, say we have created some business partner, we have created some general ledger accounts. Once we create those, we cannot delete. So at that time what we can do is we can modify the transport request. At that time only we can, it is useful, the transport request is useful at that time. And that document deletion, keep in mind that we cannot delete. Even if any client asks you also, you need to tell once posted we cannot delete, that's it. Don't tell them that we can delete. And next is assign variants to company code. Execute this. So somebody is there in the screen. So what we'll do, we'll just unlock the screen and go into assign variants to company code. Click on position and give the company code triple G, variant is G1. So this is the posting period variant which we have created, G1, and click on save. Data is set. So the transaction code is OBBP, assign variants to company code. And tomorrow we're going to see the open and close posting periods. Okay. Any doubts today, Hemant? Have you understood? Kani, అది బేసిస్ వాళ్ళు చేస్తారు కదండి, మనం వాళ్ళకి చెప్పాలి. ఆ మాడ్యూల్ వేరు. మనము క్రియేట్ చేస్తేనే వాళ్ళు డిలీట్ చేయడానికి అవుతుంది. మనం క్రియేట్ చేయకుండా డిలీట్ చేయమంటే వాళ్ళు అన్ని డిలీట్ చేస్తారు. ఒక ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్లో మనం అన్ని కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ఉందనుకోండి, వాళ్ళకి ఒక ఆ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్ నెంబర్ చెప్పగానే వాళ్ళు అది డిలీట్ చేస్తే అన్ని కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్ పోతాయి. మన దగ్గర ఒకటే ఉంది, దాంట్లోనే అన్నీ ఉన్నాయంటే ఆ ఒక్కటి డిలీట్ చేస్తే అన్ని పోతాయి. కానీ మనం ఒక్కొక్క ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ రిక్వెస్ట్, వెన్ we create each transport request for every configuration, we can pick whatever the configuration which is not required, and if we tell them, they can delete that transport request number so that that configuration will be gone, and we can create a new configuration. We can configure newly. Okay, so see that you create a separate transport request number in any project for each and every configuration. You need to speak with basis consultant, that they might have some, they, I don't know, they, Okay, then we'll meet tomorrow at by the same time, 11 a.m. Thank you all.